What's up? Hello, 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 beautiful people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those of you all who are participating on the Zoom meeting, if you want, go ahead and turn on your cameras. I'd love to see your beautiful, beautiful face. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everyone. Hey, Carmen, Lisa, Antonia, Carmela, Bindi, Cynthia, Blue Earth, love the name, Kristen. Glad to have you all and welcome Facebook Live. My name is Ebony Townsend, and before we get started, I want to go ahead and introduce myself because we have some new faces tonight, which I'm super excited about. My name is Ebony Townsend. I'm the organizer of this group, Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience, and I'm also the founder of Reality, Mind, Body, and Soul, which is a holistic healing center here in Houston, Texas. And so just wanted to briefly introduce myself and why I formed this group and started Reality and things of that nature. So initially, I had gone through my spiritual awakening in 2006 after watching a film called The Secret. Has anyone ever seen The Secret? It's a pretty old one, but a classic and a goodie too. So it is free on Netflix. So if you ever want to go back and watch it, you can check it out. But I'm going to ruin The Secret for you all. Most of y'all probably already know The Secret anyways. And the secret is that, guess what? Our thoughts, they become things. Okay, did we all know that usually by this time, 2021, people know that our thoughts become things and everything's energy and all of this fun stuff. Okay, so I watched this film, The Secret. My mind was blown away, literally, and I started just reflecting on my life, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was using this stuff to manifest some really bad things, okay, as well as some good things as well. So it led me down a journey of just really studying the mind and how it works, and brainwave frequencies, and reprogramming our subconscious mind. And it led me to read a whole bunch of books and follow a lot of spiritual gurus, and just, life was great until I went through a part of the spiritual awakening process called the dark night of the soul. Has anyone ever heard of the dark night of the soul as a part of the spiritual awakening process? Has anyone ever gone through the dark night of the soul? Is anyone currently going through the dark night of the soul right now? Okay, got a yeses on all those. Okay, great. Okay, you're not alone. You're not weird. You're not anything. This is a normal process. So some people's dark night of the souls, it may last for months. Mine lasted for 8 years. Okay, had some things that I needed to learn in those 8 years. So pretty much the dark night of the soul is, in my simplest terms, is when all hell breaks loose in all areas of your life. Okay, which is what happened with me. So I went through this dark night of the soul. Everything in my life was a hot mess, okay? A hot mess. And then I had a reawakening, okay? And during my reawakening, that's when I actually did the inner work and healing. See, the first time I was reading books, I was trying to follow this person and that person and do what this book says, so on and so forth. Spiritual bypassing, that's what I was doing. And when I really actually did the inner work, okay, and realized, hey, I need to fix this stuff, that's when my life shifted in a very, very short period of time. When I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I asked for help. Literally, I dropped to my living room floor, cried. I said, hey, I need help. And the same saying in the Bible, ask me, you shall receive. That is so true. When I asked, like, so many tools and resources and people, I call them angelic beings, came into my life, and they just really helped me heal it and step into my power and realize who I am and things of that nature. And it wasn't always pretty, okay? It was a whole process and a journey, and I'm still going through the journey. And if we are still breathing and we're walking on this planet, we're all going through this journey, okay? And so I started this group, and I started Reality to just really empower people to step into their purpose and transform their lives too, and using simple, practical tools that we can incorporate in our life. So for the group Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience, it's a non-judgment group, okay? We accept people from all over the world, religions, sexual orientation, socioeconomic background, so on and so forth, okay? So this is a place where you can be as weird as you want to be, okay? So that's a little bit about me in a nutshell. I'm super excited to have all of you all here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those who are viewing on Facebook Live, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. So lately I've been doing kind of like discussion style presentations, and it's caused some interaction as well, and people enjoy that. So guess what? We're going to do that again because this is so much fun. All right. So if you are shy, Feel free to type any questions in the chat box. I will check it at the end. If you are viewing this on Facebook Live, you can type any questions or comments or shout outs in the comment box. I will be looking at that in the end. But as I'm going through the discussion, for those of you all who are participating on Zoom and you're not shy, hey, interrupt me, say, hey, Ebony, I have a question. Share, okay? A lot of people have stories. We're all in different stages of our spiritual awakening process, okay? So this isn't about me just giving you all a bunch of information. I want to learn from you all too, okay? Because some people have been at this much longer than I have, all right? So if you're not shy, go ahead and interrupt me. Say, hey, Ebony, I have a question or something to add. I love interaction, and we can go from there. Fair enough? All right, so who's ready to stop caring about what other people think? All right, so good, okay, because that's a common issue. I'm not gonna say problem, I say issue or challenge. That's a common challenge that we have as human beings, divine spiritual beings, is having a human experience, is that we care too damn much about what people think, okay? And I know I was one of them, okay? And it still worked. It still worked for me to really walk in my true authentic self and not care what anyone think, because this is years and years and years of programming, okay? So like they say, Rome wasn't built overnight. This is something that just didn't happen overnight. So we really have to make a conscious effort to really reprogram a lot of our beliefs and get to that point in our lives where we really don't care what other people think. So, question for you all. What does it mean, in your own words, what does it mean to truly be yourself? Anyone want to share what they feel? And there's no wrong answer, by the way. What does it mean to you to truly be yourself? Don't be shy. I see each and every one of you. I have to call on someone.
I'll go, Ebony.
Yes.
Okay.
Mel,
so
welcome, Mel.
Mel, for me, I think being myself means maintaining a steady connection to my own heart and my own safety and needs, regardless of who and where, what surrounds me or doesn't surround me.
Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And welcome, Mel.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to share? All right, got Carmen first, and then Antonia, I'll get you next.
It means living my life the way I want to live it, not the way someone else thinks I should.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the way that you want to live it and not anyone else. Antonia?
To add right before what the Carmen had said, I think for me, one of the things would be more like, let's say in the spur of the moment, you're in a group of people, whether you know them or whether you first met them, and you feel like being, I don't know, either your quirky self, and you just go ahead and do it without first contemplating, can I or can't I? So I think if I can just go ahead and not worry about, and whether they laugh at me or not, then, well, hey, I'll laugh along with them.
Yes, yes. Doing what you desire to do without that pausing, like she said, will they laugh at me? Will they think I'm crazy? So on and so forth. So yes, that is perfect. Those are all great answers. So yes, that's right. Basically, being yourself is being your true soul's essence. Okay, what your soul wants to do. Okay, in anything in life. If you want to go outside butt naked and dance in the rain at that point in time, if that's what your soul wants to do, now don't get arrested doing that, but you know, just doing exactly what your soul wants to do. And the thing is that we all know what that is. Okay, we all have that voice in us, like, hey, you don't really like this job. Hey, you don't even really like being with this person. You don't like living in this house. You know what I'm saying? So, but we kind of mask it up and say, oh, I'll go on. That's your soul. That's your soul telling you, hey, this is not working with me. Okay. So we'll talk about why is that? So if we know that being our true selves is following our soul's path, You know, we're going to get into tonight. Well, why don't we follow it, and what can we do about that? All right, fair enough. So first thing, the reason most people don't follow their true soul's paths or what they really want to do is because we have a lot of pressure. Okay, as human beings, we have been put pressure on since we were kids, and there's a lot of programming. Okay, so we come into I like to say just a pre-programmed world, whether it's from our families. Okay, we're not talking bad about our families or anything like that, but we grow up in families that have certain belief systems. Then we go to schools which have certain belief systems. Then we live in certain parts of the world that has certain belief systems, may have grown up in a particular religion that has a certain belief system. You see where I'm going with this? On and on. It can even be a city, okay? A city in a state that has a certain belief system that's different than another city in the state. So we have a lot of pressure as spiritual beings having a human experience to conform to all of these different belief systems, okay? So why aren't we ourselves besides the pressure? So we talked about the pressure to conform. So I do want to spend a little bit of time on that. So when it comes to conforming, I guess, how do I want to word this? Out of family, government, school, religion, part of the world, country, which one of those is the first group to start programming you? Kristen, you had your hand raised?
Family.
Ding, ding, ding. Our old
For me, it's family.
Family, okay? They just want the best for us as long as we do what the hell they tell us to do, right? Okay? Love my family, love my parents, so on and so forth. But it just is what it is, okay? We're born into this family, and they're saying, okay, you have to behave this way, think this way, so on and so forth. Guess what? That's how they were taught, and that's how they were taught, and that's how they were taught. So this goes back from generation to generation. So our families, you know, we love them. They don't mean us any harm or anything like that, but that is where the programming starts, okay? And then I'm going to speak a lot during this discussion tonight about the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius. Are you all familiar with the age of Pisces and the age of Aquarius? Okay, so a few head shakes, yes and no. So we are actually we've actually moved into officially the age of Aquarius, okay? Not gonna get into the stars and zodiacs and all that type of stuff, but we just came out of the age of Pisces. And during the age of Pisces, there's a certain energy. Everything is energy, okay? So the energy that was in the age of Pisces, which we just recently transitioned out of, was more about control, okay? Control. Government control, religion control, school control, you know, different things like that. The energy was lower density, okay, and very rigid. That's what's been going on for many years, okay? And if you've been paying attention, who has seen that or noticed that? You know, that control and different things like that. Well, recently, we just transitioned into the age of Pisces, Aquarius, the age of Aquarius, okay? And the age of Aquarius is a different type of energy. It's a higher vibrational type of energy. It's an expansive energy, okay? So I don't know about you all, but I pay attention to just like different time periods and eras. I would say 5 years ago, 10 years ago, life on the planet looked different than it looks now. Hell, since last year, life on the planet looks different, okay? So that's how swiftly things are changing. But the things that I speak about right now is spirituality and energy and crystals and chakras and, you know, all of this type of stuff. This wasn't really being talked about 10 years ago, okay? Now people are more open to this, okay? Wondering about these things. That's because the energies have changed. So the reason that I'm mentioning these energies is because when we had this pressure to conform to our families, to schools, to government, to country, religion, so on and so forth, it was that Pisces energy of control, okay? So now that have shifted into the age of Aquarius, that need to conform is going to start to become less and less and less, okay? So like I share with people, we can go the easy way or we can go the hard way, okay? Either way, the vibrations are raising on the planet. Mother Earth herself is raising in frequency, and we're all beings of this planet, okay? So guess what? These energies are hitting us too. How many people have been feeling these shifts in energies lately, okay? Pretty much everyone I've come in contact, like some people are like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but there's some weird stuff going on in my life, physically, mentally, spiritually. You know, some people are freaking out, some people are rolling with it, okay? I share with people with these energies, it's best to roll with it. Don't ask no questions. That's what I tell people. Don't ask no questions. Just roll with this energy, okay? Because if you're trying to fight it, if you're trying to hang on to old beliefs, if you're trying to not be your authentic self, guess what? It's going to be a rough ride, okay? So no matter what comes your way, just kind of roll with it, flow with it, so on and so forth. But I'm just mentioning this because as we have shifted into the age of Aquarius, that it's going to be very hard to be inauthentic, okay? And that's why there's several people on the planet right now that are having like some serious internal battles with themselves, because of that high vibrational energy. Their souls are like, do this, do this, do this, do this. And some people are just fighting it. And the more you fight it, the crazier your life will be, you know, things of that nature, okay? So has anyone ever experienced, I would say like a job, for example, like a person, I've experienced this where I'm like, okay, I gotta do this. This is what I'm supposed to do. This is what I went to school for, yada, yada, yada. And like, the more I try to do it, there's always some obstacles, some hiccups, some stuff that comes in the way. And that's just basically my soul saying, that's what you think you're supposed to do, maybe because you're conforming, because of this belief system, so on and so forth. But this is the way that you really are divinely designed to go, okay? So roll with these frequencies, guys and gals. If you don't, it's going to be a rough ride, okay? So it's better just to go with the flow. So that's one of the reasons that we are not ourselves, because we feel the need to conform. Number two reason of why we are not ourselves, chakras, okay? For those of you all who know me, you know I'm going to talk about the chakras, all right? So chakras are energy systems. We have well over 100 of them, but there are 7 main ones that we talk about, okay? And they start from the root, the bottom of your tailbone, and go all the way up to the top of your head, the crown chakra. And so our chakras, those are energy centers, okay? That's our energy powerhouse. And if our chakras are actually out of balance, then guess what? Areas of our life is going to be out of balance as well. This can be physical, this can be mental, this can be spiritual, okay? For those of you all who do not know me, I have a medical background. I've been in the medical field since 2001. I'm a registered nurse, did bedside nursing for a decade, you know, all these types of things. And I've seen a lot of diseases, chronic diseases. I've seen a lot of deaths. I've seen it all, okay? And the interesting thing is when I left bedside nursing and started really studying holistic healing, and I started with myself, pretty much these conditions that we have, whether they're physical, whether they're mental, whether they're spiritual disconnect, is because something in our energetic field is off, okay? And when you work on fixing that and balancing that, seriously, that's when all the stuff just goes away. So our lower chakras, you have your root chakra. Your root chakra is found right at your tailbone, okay? Are you all familiar with the chakras, or at least have heard the name chakra before? Okay, so your root chakra sits right at your tailbone. The color that's associated with it is red. And our root chakra, that's the first chakra to turn on when we were born, okay? That's our tribal chakra. Okay, so when we come in, we're little babies, you know, and we depend on our parents, our guardians to take care of us. Okay, that's our foundation, right? Our family. So that's the root chakra, and that's responsible also for our inner child. So a few weeks ago, I did a whole discussion on inner child and how important it is to heal the inner child. Most issues or challenges that we have as adults is because there is a wounded inner child in there somewhere. And that wounded inner child actually lives in that root chakra. Second chakra, this one sits below the navel, belly button. That's called the Sacral Chakra, Okay, so the sacral chakra is responsible for relationships, our sexual relationships, as well as our creativity. Okay, so when it comes to truly being yourself, if this is one of the chakras that deal with relationships, there's going to be some imbalance there. And I'm not going to give away the third one because I know you all know this. What is the third chakra that has some type of dysfunction in it in order for us not to be our true selves? And it's one of the lower three. I already gave two. Lisa?
The solar plexus.
Yeah, solar plexus. I think every discussion I talk about that solar plexus chakra, don't I? Yes, because it's powerful, okay? Our solar plexus chakra, that is our sovereignty, our self-esteem, our knowing who the hell we really are. We really are, which is spiritual, divine spiritual beings that's having a human experience. Power, okay? Being your true authentic self. That is your solar plexus chakra, okay? So of course, if that's off balance or out of whack, then of course, we're not going to be our true selves, right? Makes sense? Any questions for me so far? And one thing I want to add to about the solar plexus chakra as well, with the solar plexus chakra, if it is weakened, okay, we have this feeling of owing people stuff. Okay, I got to do this because I owe them. I owe them this. I owe my family this. I owe my parents because they brought me into this world. So I owe them to live this life completely how they want me to live it. Okay. You don't owe nobody anything. All right. I'm going to say it like that. And I'm saying you do not owe anyone anything. Okay. Let's say that together. You don't have to turn your mics on. But on the count of three, say, I don't owe anyone anything. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I don't owe anyone anything. Period. How does that make you feel? Anyone want to share how it made them feel? I seen somebody did it. Cut them off. Okay, all right. And this is not to get cocky or arrogant or anything like that. But when we go around living a life of where we feel like we owe everyone something, then guess what? We're going to be owing everyone something at all times. There's 8 billion people on this planet. We can't please everyone. Why would you even want to try to please everyone? Okay, you go crazy. But we do it, you know, and that's why we're here tonight, to talk about how to stop doing it. So just remember that you don't owe anyone anything. Take your power back. Don't let people guilt trip you into this and that and oh and da da da, because you know what? If they don't do it, there'll be someone else who will. So stand in your power. Okay. So just know that if any of those lower 3 chakras are dysfunctional, then there's going to be some challenges with being your true authentic self. All right. Number 3 of why we aren't our true selves. Okay. Lack of self-acceptance. I talk about this quite a bit. Self-love, self-acceptance, okay? So in order for us to be our true authentic selves, we have to accept ourselves, right? Okay? And a lot of times we are our own worst critic, okay? We talk bad about ourselves more than other people do, okay? So we have to know that we are enough, because we are enough, okay? And when you don't feel like you're enough, then guess what? You'll put on a costume or a mask to be someone else, because deep down, you may not feel that who I am is enough. Okay. And again, this can come from different beliefs. This can come from trauma. This can come from all kinds of things. So lack of self-acceptance, not believing that you're worthy. Also a belief that we have to become what the world thinks we should be. Okay. What the world thinks we should be. There are 8 billion plus probably now people on this planet. You will go insane trying to please just the people in your circle, let alone the whole world. Okay. One person, Ebony, you look good in green. I don't like green on you. You look good in red. I don't like red on you. You look good in black. No, wear what you want to wear. Neon yellow with green polka dots. If that's what you want to wear, then wear that. Okay. And guess what? There's going to be someone in the world who likes that neon green with those polka dots. And guess what? If they don't, that's okay too, because that's what your soul wants to do. So really just not caring what the world thinks. And then just know that each and every one of you all and each and every single person that's on this planet is unique. Every single person. There may be people that have lookalikes. You know, I have people, I go out places all the time, oh, you look like somebody. Yeah, I look like them, but I'm not them. Okay. I am very unique, just like you are very, very, very unique. Okay. And this isn't our first rodeo on planet Earth. Okay. We're not going to go into past lives and all that other stuff today. But every time we come back, we come in a different form with a different uniqueness. So embrace that. Embrace your uniqueness. It's boring to me anyways to see the same of everything. I don't want to live in a world where everyone thinks and talks and acts like me. Okay, we may be on 10 all day long. You know, sometimes we need some calmness and go with the flow. I could be that too. But I'm just saying this is that for me, it's not fun to live in a world where everyone thinks like me, acts like me, talks like me, dress like me, so on and so forth. Okay, I like to see variety. All right, so stand out for your uniqueness and know that you are unique and you can never be like anyone else. You can never fit into their box. You shouldn't even want to fit into their box. All right, so any questions for me so far? Or anything people want to add? All right, Antonia?
Yes, you said something really powerful at some point about not letting people put you in a position of guilting you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so sometimes it's easier. We understand it, right? So we get it, like intellectually, somebody shouldn't be guilting me. But for some reason, the emotion itself still gets there. You know, so even though I know it, just knowing it doesn't make the feeling kind of disappear on its own.
Right.
So I guess that's my question a little bit.
Yes. So the guilting. A few weeks ago, I did a discussion on setting healthy boundaries. Okay, so once we step into our power and we set those strong boundaries, which that's an entire presentation on its own. So if you follow Heality, I'll give the information at the end, but if you follow Heality on Facebook, you'll find all the previous videos that I did. And we did one on boundary setting, and that one was very, very powerful because once you have strong boundaries, no one can guilt you into anything, like nothing. But it does take work. Okay, this isn't something that's overnight. Okay, so I would work on strengthening that solar plexus, work on setting strong boundaries. There's a lot of great guided meditations on YouTube for setting strong boundaries and so on and so forth. And remember, like I always share with people, be easy on yourself. Okay, this wasn't something that developed overnight. Okay, so just start with baby steps. Okay. And just looking at yourself in the mirror and saying, I am enough. I am enough. I am strong. I am powerful. I don't owe anyone anything. I am my true, authentic self. I am unique. I am an expression of the universe in human form. That's who I am, a divine spiritual being that's having a human experience. And damn it, if anyone don't like it, let me not, because I almost said a curse word there. But that's on them. Okay, so see that just power. So look at yourself in the mirror. I love mirrors and just standing in front of them and just speaking greatness to yourself, because that's what you are, greatness. And we've come into this world and we've forgotten it, and we've chosen to forget it, to go through these challenges. So guess what? Remember it. All right, so we were up for this crazy task. Sometimes I look at situations that happen in my life, I'm like, what the, I chose, okay, all right, I chose this crazy stuff for a reason, to remember who I am. All right, so boundaries. Most people on the planet, including myself, have very, 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 very weak boundaries. Once we step into having strong boundaries, strengthening that solar plexus, no one can guilt trip you. Okay, but baby steps. So any other questions or anything anyone wants to add? All right. So why is it so crucial right now to be yourself? Okay. Let's talk about that vibrational energy. All right. So we all know a lot of took off or started to take place last year. Okay. March of last year. All right. The world just completely changed, and it's never going to go back to the way we knew it to be. All right. It is what it is. I know at the beginning, a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wait till things go back to normal. Normal was not working for us, okay? We were about to destroy the mess out of this planet ourselves, blow it up, all kind of crazy stuff. So I don't know about y'all. I don't want to go back to normal, okay? But in order for new stuff to come in, guess what? There has to be a death, okay? There has to be some type of shedding of the old. That's just the way that it is. Before you meet the love of your life, you probably have to kiss a bunch of frogs before you get to that person. Before you step into your divine purpose, you probably had to work a bunch of different jobs that you couldn't stand. You see where I'm going with this? And so he had to go through those experiences. He had to have the old die off in order to bring in the new. So energetically, that is what's currently happening on the planet. That's why we're seeing all this stuff, okay? I like to call it the dark night of the soul collectively, okay? So we individually go through our dark night of the soul. As a planet, we're going through the dark night of the soul. So I share with people during this time, it's just so crucial, and it's so important to work on being the highest version of yourself, to vibrate at the frequency of love, to get rid of anger, control, judgment, hate, because if you're hanging on to any of those things, like I said, it's going to be a very difficult ride, okay? Because Mother Earth, she's going up, okay? And we're beings on there. So we can claw and try to fight, or we can just ride the wave with it. So the reason that I bring up this is because as we shift further and further into the age of Aquarius with these high vibrational energies, the truth is going to come out. And those internal battles that we've been having with ourselves, that kind of have been quiet battles over the years, oh, they're about to get real loud if they're not loud right now, okay? And our soul feels this energy. It's like, no, you want to do this. This is what I want to do, the soul, okay? And so if our ego starts to fight it, guess what? It's going to create more challenges in our life, challenges in relationships, challenges at jobs, challenges with finance, challenges with our health, okay? Because our soul knows we want to really be healthy, okay? If we're fighting those things, there's going to be challenges in all areas. So right now, it is so crucial to be your authentic self, because it'll just make things easier as we get deeper and deeper into the age of Aquarius. And things are changing rapidly. I'm talking about day by day. Does anyone feel it, like these different shifts that we're having lately? Woo! That's all I can say. Woo! I'm just holding on to my seat and rolling with it, okay? Make sure you're meditating every single day, 10 minutes. You already know me. If you don't know me, 10 minutes of meditation a day. Get out in nature, eat healthy, drink a lot of alkaline water, because these energies are potent, okay? In a good way, okay? If you roll with it, all right? Things are manifesting quicker, okay? Our thoughts are becoming things much quicker. That's this high vibrational energy. So if you're thinking negative stuff, guess what? It's going to happen real fast. If you're thinking positive things, guess what? It's going to happen real fast, okay? So choose which boat you want to ride in during this wave. All right, so that's why it's so important to be your authentic self, especially during this time, because with these energies, you can't hide anymore, okay? Curtains have been ripped off everything. We see everything, okay? So how do we do this? All right, got everyone hyped about, being our true authentic selves, but how do we do it? Okay, that's the $1 million question. For one, we got to work on those chakras, okay? That's our energy system, our powerhouse here. We have 7 chakras. I mentioned the lower 3, the root chakra, the sacral chakra, as well as the solar plexus, which is really crucial to us truly being our authentic selves. So first things first, in order for us to heal anything in life, what is the first thing that we have to be? Does anyone want to take a stab at it? In order to heal anything in our life, what do we have to be?
Aware.
thing, Adam, hit the nail on it, or the hammer on the nail on the head, whatever that saying goes, okay? Aware, okay? So the first step to healing anything, changing anything in your life, you got to be aware, okay? So if we're just leading life with blinders on and we're not aware of things, then of course we can't heal what we're not aware of, okay? So the first thing is, hey, you know, maybe I do care too damn much about what people think. That's awareness, okay? And awareness within itself is actually healing, okay? So now that we have the awareness, then we have to go deeper, all right? So does anyone journal? Not here, okay? Journaling is very, very powerful, okay? So I highly encourage that each and every person journal. Instead of journal every day, but if you don't journal every day, that's fine, just journal, okay? Because when we put our pen to that paper, it just creates more energy, more momentum, more healing. A lot of healing is done in journaling, okay? A lot of healing, a lot of channeling of information from the spiritual realm into the physical realm is done during journaling. And another reason that I like journaling so much is because I can look back and see my growth and progress, okay? I'll look back intentionally sometimes a month, 2 months, a year ago, and I was like, whoa, you was tripping about that? Wow, you know what I'm saying? And so when you see that growth too, is confirmation, like, hey, I'm growing, I'm evolving, all right? So when I'm bringing up journaling, because these are some questions that you can ask yourself as far as, you know, identifying or healing these lower wounds that we have in the chakras. So look at yourself, okay? And start asking yourself what personal beliefs about yourself that you have, okay? Just identify parts of yourself where you don't feel safe being yourself, okay? Write it down, okay? What are some areas in my life where I don't feel safe being myself? Okay, it could be anything. I really want to do this, but I don't do it because I'm afraid people are going to laugh at me. I really want to do this. I really want to create music. I'm just giving examples here. I really want to create music, but I haven't been doing it because I've been told all my life that musicians don't make money. You see where I'm going with this? And this can go on and on and on and on and on. I really want to leave this relationship, but I feel like if I do, then there's nobody else out there for me. Okay, so start asking yourself these questions. So what parts of you are preventing yourself from being yourself, and it causes you not to feel safe? Does that make sense? All right. Then we can go into family beliefs. All right. Start writing this stuff down, guys and gals. What were my family beliefs? What did my parents tell me that I should do or I shouldn't do? Okay. Because there's a whole list of them, right? We all have parents or guardians. Oh, we can roll out the list of things, unless you were born into a family where your parents was like, look, you're your own individual person. I'm seeing more of those types of parents nowadays, okay? Which again, shows that there's a shift, all right? But what were your family beliefs? Start writing this stuff down. That's how we become more aware. If you grew up in a religious background, okay, what were your religious beliefs, okay, as a kid? You know, I grew up, a lot of people are surprised by this, I grew up around Jehovah's Witness, okay? So when I tell people, it's like, oh my gosh, lots of beliefs, lots of beliefs. I'm not saying that they're wrong, I'm not saying that they're right. I'm just saying there's a lot of different beliefs in different religions, okay? School, okay? What did your teachers tell you? Government, so on and so forth. So go ahead and write these things down, all right? And this helps get the wheels going, helps get that energy shifting, so on and so forth, and really identify where those wounds are in the lower 3 chakras. Any questions so far? All right, number 2, we have to do inner child work, okay? A few weeks ago, I did an inner child discussion, very, very powerful. And I did a guided meditation for the inner child. Actually, I think I'm going to do another guided meditation coming up maybe next month for inner child, because it was that powerful, that powerful, okay? We have to do inner child work, okay? A lot of the wounding, a lot of the trauma, a lot of the beliefs that have happened or occurred, they happen as a child, okay? And it may not be directly, like I've shared in the previous discussion. As a child, now there are children who've been physically and emotionally and sexually abused, but you don't necessarily have to fall into any of those categories to have a wounded inner child. The inner child could be wounded by being in an environment, let's just say, where your parents didn't get along or the guardians didn't get along. You saw a lot of arguing, different things like that. Or maybe you had parents around, but they didn't like pay attention to you, okay? All these things. So we have to do the inner child work. There's a lot of guided meditations on YouTube for inner child healing. I highly recommend finding one that resonates with you and listening to that, okay? And in the near future, I'm actually going to do one too, because it is so powerful. And when we heal that inner child, a lot of our issues or challenges that we have in life, they go away, okay? And the reason that we have to heal the inner child is because if we don't, then when we get in these situations as adults, we tend to revert back to kind of childlike behavior, okay? So that's why it's so important to heal the inner child. If you want to know more about healing the inner child, then definitely visit Heality's Facebook page and go back and look at those videos. And we did a whole discussion on specifically how to heal the inner child, okay? And then also the root chakra, okay? So I would highly recommend working on the root chakra. Now, for those of you all who are meeting me for the first time, I am a musician. I love music. I use sound and I use frequencies to help people transform their life. There are some very powerful frequencies. They're called the solfeggio frequencies. SOLFEGGIO. These frequencies are life transformational, okay? They're scientifically proven too. This is no woo-woo or anything like that. These frequencies help with physical conditions, they help with mental conditions, and they strengthen the spiritual connection, okay? I listen to them every single day while I'm asleep, in the background, so on and so forth. So each one of the frequencies, they actually coincide with our chakras. So if you want to work on strengthening the root chakra, if you want to heal that inner child, then if you have a pen, go ahead and write this down. 396 hertz. That is the frequency that you want to listen to heal and strengthen that root chakra. And the frequency, someone posted a question, they're called the solfeggio frequencies. SOLFEGGIO. Solfeggio frequencies. You'll find a million of them on YouTube. Don't go out spending all your money, okay? So if you want to strengthen that root chakra, 396 hertz is the frequency to listen to. And while we're at it, I'll give you the other two for the other lower chakras. So your sacral chakra, that's responsible for relationships, particularly sexual relationships, romantic relationships. The frequency to listen to strengthen your sacral chakra is 417 hertz. 417 hertz. And then the third chakra, our solar plexus chakra. I love this chakra because once we stand into our power, like a lot of stuff starts happening very fast in our lives. So if you want to strengthen your solar plexus chakra, the frequency to listen to is 528 hertz, which is also called the miracle tone, by the way. This frequency not only strengthens your solar plexus chakra, it cleanses your DNA, it repairs your DNA, it cleanses your cells. It's called the love frequency. This frequency does everything. So when people are confused and they're like, I don't know which frequency to listen to, Ebony, if you're in doubt, listen to 528. Okay, it's a miracle tone. So those frequencies are very, very powerful. I love these frequencies because, again, they're scientifically proven. I love science. I have a strong science background. Anything science really just amazes me. And actually, science and spirituality, they go very close together, because everything is all energy. But I'm saying this to say it's the easiest way for self-improvement, personal development, and healing. You just press play and go to sleep. You can't get any easier than that. Press play and go to sleep. They don't even have to be loud, okay? Because our subconscious mind is taking in everything. So inner child work. And then I talked about this one, number 3, strengthening that solar plexus chakra, okay? So again, I will highly advise reading or getting some guided meditations for the solar plexus chakra. I'll post in the group tonight and also on the Facebook page a link to a very, very, very powerful boundary setting solar plexus meditation. When I did this, I was like, I just felt like, I don't know, I was outside stomping afterwards in the grass, like, oh, I am, so this is very, very powerful. I'll share this tool with you all. If it resonates with you, go ahead and check that out as well. But just really saying those mantras. I am powerful. I am my true, authentic self. I am unique. Okay. I walk in truth wherever I go. Okay. Saying these things. I recall my power back to me. Okay. Because if we're conforming to other people, guess what? We're giving our power away. Here, you can have some. You can have some. You can have some over there. Okay. Guess what? We gave all our power away. So now we're depleted. So reclaim your power back. And remember, you don't owe anyone anything. Okay, no matter what they say. So questions to ask yourself. Okay, who am I truly? Like, who am I truly? If I didn't have anything to conform to in this life, who am I? If I were free to be whoever I wanted to be, which you are, by the way, okay? But we're gonna do this scenario. If I were free to be whoever I wanted to be, what would I be doing right now? What would I be doing right now? And if that's laying butt naked on the beach right now, then write that down, because that is what you want to do, all right? Don't hold back from yourself. So if I were to be free, which you are, what would I be doing right now, okay? What would my dream job look like? What would my dream business look like? What would my relationships look like? What would my romantic relationships look like? What color clothes would I be wearing right? What kind of clothes would I be wearing right now? Okay, all these things, what you want to do. And then the third question, what would your life look like? Okay, so if you're actually being who your soul really wants to be, what would your life look like? Okay, this is how, when we write these things down and we start asking ourselves these questions and we're putting that pen to that paper, guess what? Our thoughts are creating these things. Everything has energy. Okay, and we're getting our wheels turning in our mind, and we're starting to visualize what our true self would be. Any questions? Lisa.
How can I'm going kind of through that, I'm going to say that process right now of trying to figure out who do I want to be. And I know that sounds kind of weird, but when you've conformed for pretty much all of your life, and when I say conform, the daughter, the employer, the employee, the whatever, how do you actually know or begin to feel who you should be? Because you're so many things to so many different people.
How many people know what I'm going to say? Carmen? That's how you do so much here. Meditate, okay? We have to get in that silence. A lot of times we can't hear who we want to be because we're listening to everyone else in the world. We're around so much stuff. We live in a Western society where it's going, bing, 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 bing. You open up your phone, get on Facebook, Instagram, there's like 1,000 different beliefs. Turn on the TV, there's like 1,000 more beliefs. Turn on the radio, there's 1,000 more. We got to turn that stuff off, okay? We got to start listening to ourselves. And ourselves is always talking to us. A lot of times you just can't hear it, okay? So meditate, okay? When people say, well, I need to find my divine purpose, you have to find stillness. Okay, you have to find, you owe it to yourself to find 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes, scientists have proven that it reduces stress, it reduces anxiety, it decreases pain, it decreases inflammation, it creates more neural pathways in your brain. I can go on and on forever. Okay, so when you start meditating, when you start practicing stillness and quietness, you'll start to hear your soul talk more and more to you. You'll hear it, okay? So definitely get into that space and the answer will come to you. All right. And a lot of times we know because when we're going in a certain direction, there's resistance. Okay. If you're doing something and you don't want to do it, that's your soul telling you this is not what you want to do. Giving that person $1,000 for the 5th time, your soul's like, but you do it anyways. That's your soul like, look, this is not what it is. It can be anything. Job, relationship, living in a certain part of the country, world, whatnot. But we have to get in that space of stillness. We have to get in that space of quietness. And meditation has so many powerful benefits, including really hearing our inner voice and connecting with our higher self. Did that answer your question, Lisa? Yes. So 10 minutes a day. Okay. Before I even look at my phone, before I even talk to another human being on this planet in the morning, I do my meditations and my morning rituals. That's my me time, period. Love my mom to death. She's not on a call tonight. My sister from California is visiting, so they're probably out having a blast or something right now. But love my mother to death, but I talk to her after I have my meditation in the morning, my me time. Okay. That's what you owe. You owe it to yourself. So start practicing that. Trust me, it'll change your life. Any other questions?
I didn't really have a question, but I had something to add to Lisa's question. So a little bit about myself. About 3 years ago, I started my self-love journey, right? Mm-hmm. And oddly enough, it's not odd at all, but you'll realize, like, everyone, it seems easy that you should just know who you are. But when you really sit down with it and really question who are you, and then you take that next step of trying to find who you are, it's actually the most scary first step, right? I think something that has helped me through it is well, something that I wanted to add is just the idea of fear of failure in a way, because I think sometimes we're kind of ingrained to not want to fail. And so taking that first step in the back of your subconscious is kind of like, don't fail. Like, who are you, right? And maybe it's about exploration, right? Who mm-hmm. is Lisa, right? In this next step. And another thought is we don't always have to be one thing all the time, right? Because you're Lisa here in this group, and you're Lisa at work, and you are the daughter and maybe mother or whoever, right? Like all different aspects of you, and that can also be who you are. So just add that 2 cents. Yes,
very, very beautiful. Thank you, Adam, for sharing. So we're evolving creatures. We don't have to be one particular anything. Okay, we can be everything that we want to be, but we have to listen to your soul and see what it's telling. All right, thank you. This is awesome. This is awesome. I'm enjoying this. All right, so last thing of how to be yourself. Okay, so we talked about the lower 3 chakras: root, sacral, solar plexus. Okay, now we're going to get into 2 more. So once we've worked on those lower 3, okay, the last 2 that we really have to make sure to really blast it open in order to truly be, tie it all together and be who we truly are meant to be, our heart chakra and our throat chakra. Okay. Does anyone want to share why the heart chakra?
I knew I was right.
Dustin, yes, Dustin was right. Yes. So Dustin, since you shot it out, you want to share why you were right? Because you are.
I think because, like, the heart chakra, I don't know how to explain it, because, well, when I had my awakening 2 years ago, it kind of felt like my heart opened up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I would say that even in, like, the physiological sense, I don't know how to articulate it that way, but for sure, like, I could feel it, especially right at the beginning of the awakening. But I don't know if it's because maybe the heart is where kind of like, I don't know where a lot of that love energy comes from, but I feel like when you express that genuine love, that's what kind of like aligns you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a difficult time, but yeah.
You're fine, you're fine. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, so love, okay, especially self-love. Okay, so your heart chakra is responsible for giving love, it's responsible for receiving love, it's also responsible for self-love, loving yourself. Okay, so when we open up our heart chakras, then guess what? We love ourselves more, we accept ourselves, we know that we are enough, and we don't care what other people think. Okay, so that's why it's so important to open up our heart chakra as well. And then our heart chakra requires us to be vulnerable. Okay, a lot of people have those heart chakras closed up, but guess what? With these new energies, okay, people's heart chakras are blasting open and they're not knowing what in the world is happening. Some people, okay, and it even causes physiological symptoms sometimes, like chest pain and different things like that. So a lot of people right now, believe it or not, are going to the hospital because they're having chest pain and palpitations, and they think everything's wrong, you know, something's wrong with them. They run all these tests and everything, nothing. Doctors can't find anything. Heart chakra being blasted open. Okay, age of Aquarius, high vibrational frequencies. So when our heart chakra is open, not only do we love ourselves more, but we become more vulnerable. And when we're more vulnerable, then we can really be our true, authentic selves. Okay, so frequency to listen to if you want to blast open our heart chakra, 639 hertz. Okay, that is the frequency of the heart chakra. If you want to repair relationships in your life, any type of relationship, romantic, friend, family, 639 hertz. If you want to open up your heart chakra, 639 hertz. If you want to be able to give more love, 639 hertz. Receive more love, 639. Love yourself, 639. All right. Very powerful frequency. That is the highest frequency. When you vibrate at the frequency of love, man, the world's a whole different place. All right. And then last but not least, the throat chakra. Okay. That's pretty much self-explanatory right there. Our throat chakra is responsible for expressing our truth, our authentic self. Okay. So we have to open up that throat chakra, and guided meditations are lovely. I love frequencies because they're very, very easy. You just press play and go on with your life. So the frequency to listen to open up your throat chakra is 741 hertz. Okay, 741 hertz. And also that frequency is proven to clear any type of bacteria, viruses, infections in your body. This stuff is powerful, changing lives. Okay, 741 hertz. But really start working your way from the bottom, the root chakra, on up. Okay, and work through those things. So that's how you step into your power. Do those mantras. Write down who you truly are, or what your life will look like if you really live in a life that you want to live. Work on setting those strong boundaries. Do the inner child healing. Hey, just be aware that change needs to be made. Okay, look at your belief systems. What did your family teach you? School, government, TV, radio, so on and so forth. Meditate, take time for yourself, 10 minutes a day, practice stillness so you can start listening to what you really, really want and following through with it. And last but not least, do not fight these energies that's on this planet right now, because if you do, I'm telling you, it ain't gonna be pretty, y'all. Okay, so just go with it. Okay, accept the change. Like Adam said, fear change. I did a discussion on that a few weeks ago as well. How to overcome the fear of change. Okay, that's one right now, because so many things are changing daily, sometimes more than once a day. Sometimes it's hard to keep up with. Like, okay, it's crazy, but I'm gonna roll with it. All right. So I hope that this all helped you all tonight. Did you find out that this was useful, this presentation? All right. Thank you for the interaction. It was so lovely. Just want to say this, we are at 8:02 p.m. Okay. Sometimes these things go over. If they go over, you have to dip out, leave. You're not gonna hurt my feelings. Okay. Thank you for joining me. But if you have a few more minutes, I do want to go ahead and answer questions in the chat box and different things like that. All right, is that cool? And if you all have any questions or want to share anything amongst yourselves, feel free to do so. All right, let's see what we have here. Was the inner child discussion recorded? Yes, it was. And where can you get access to it? So I am going to type in the chat box right now. So on Facebook, go ahead and follow the Heality page, and I'll share some information about Heality here in a few. Go ahead and follow the Heality page on Facebook, because on that page, I have a list of all the events, all the previous videos and discussions that were done. So I'm typing it in the chat box. So it's the @ and Heality. So it's spelled like reality, but with an H. Oh, I sent it to you. Let me send it to everyone. Okay, so that's how you can find those previous videos on Facebook. All right. What is the music frequency again? That's the solfeggio frequency. I'm going to type that in the box. So that's SOLFEGGIO. Yes, I spelled that right. Yes. Solfeggio frequency. Look them up. Life transformation. Share them with your family and your friends. They're good with pets too. Okay. They're good with kids too. I was going to my hairdresser. She said, my kids, they're out of control. They're acting crazy. I don't know what to do. Play 528. Just playing in the background. You don't have to tell people what you're doing. Just play 528 in the background. Next time I went to go see her, oh my gosh, that 528, the kids did their homework without me having to ask them to do anything. The children's father was acting right. The dog was calm the whole day. Miracle tone right there. Okay. Listen to these frequencies, share them with everyone. Okay, yes, so all of the frequencies can be found on the internet. You can find information about them. They've done a lot of studies on them. I've actually read several medical studies on these solfeggio frequencies. All right, you guys are on fire in the chat box today. Thank you, thank you. A lot of people saying they loved it, appreciate this. All right, someone asked, is there a reason why your upper chakras might open up before your lower chakras? That's a good question. So we have 7 main ones that we speak about, but we actually have more than that. But your top 3 chakras, your crown, third eye, and your throat, those are considered your spiritual chakras, okay? That's what connects us to the spiritual realm. Your lower 3 chakras, your root, your sacral, and your solar plexus, those are our physical being chakras, okay? That's what makes us feel comfortable as a divine spirit that's having a human experience, okay? And then a bridge to connect the spiritual to the physical is, guess what? Our heart chakra. So that's why it's so important to open up this heart chakra to connect them. So when asked, is there a reason why upper chakras might open before a lower chakra? Remember, we're all unique. Okay, so some people have very open top chakras, crown, third eye, and throat. I've worked with several of those people. Very in tune, very strong intuition, very, very gifted, but may struggle with being in the human form. Okay, feel weird in the body. Then I've worked with people who have very, very strong lower chakras, very, very strong root, solar or sacral and solar plexus, very, very comfortable in the body, but may not feel like they have purpose or know who they really are, or feel like they're disconnected. Okay, so the balance is to have all the chakras open, and especially the heart chakra, so the energy can flow. So to answer the question why, there's no particular reason why. We're all very unique. Okay, we're very, very unique in each way. So if our top 3 chakras are wide open first, but we struggle with the lower 3 chakras. That's just our divine self saying, hey, you know, it's nice hanging out. We love hanging out with you up here. We love it. But yeah, you got to come into the body. And vice versa. Yeah, we love this body, but we got to get up there to the guidance too. So each person is unique. Remember, we're all unique. So there's really not a straightforward answer for that one, Adam. We're just all different and unique in each one of our ways, but we got to have a balance between the physical and the spiritual in order to have a more fulfilling life. How do you know you are living your purpose? I know the answer to that, but I want you all to share. Can y'all answer that for Carmela? I know y'all know. I have to call out somebody here. Natalie. you know, I remember back in class,
you were gonna
they don't see me. Yeah, see.
I was like, she's gonna call me. She's gonna
I know,
call me.
I felt your energy. I know you wanted to share. Was that right?
Well, but it's all good. It's all good. Well, I guess like you said, we're all unique, right? So it's gonna resonate with you how you are designed. For my design, what was, say the question again?
How do you know that you are living your purpose?
Oh, well, for me, I'm at peace. I'm full of everything. I'm in a good space. I got peace in my life. I got a lot of joy and happiness, and things just flow.
Yes.
Even if something doesn't go right or pops up, my way of embracing that is no longer one of reaction. Everything is, I'm just more at peace and I'm happy. That's how it is for me.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. Anyone else want to add to that?
Things just keep falling into place without having to work at them.
Hello. I'm gonna get that one a hallelujah. Okay. For church folks. Hallelujah. Yes. Things just start flowing. Okay. And they just happen. All right. That's what it is. You're at peace. Things just start flowing. Okay. Someone told me something very, it just really stuck with me. They said, Ebony, you have always been a person to make things happen. But now you're finally in a space where you just allow things to happen. Okay. That's because I'm in my purpose. When I wasn't in my purpose, yeah, I made some stuff happen. Okay. But it was always lots of resistance, challenges at the cost of my health, relationships. I mean, craziness. Okay. I have stories after stories of trying to make stuff happen because this is what I think I'm supposed to do, because this is what people expect me to do. Because this is what I went to school to do, okay? And when I started going into like, all right, you know, doing that healing work, now I've stepped into my purpose and stuff just happened. It just flows naturally. And it's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. So that's how you know when you're in your purpose, when you're at peace, when there's no resistance and things just flow. And you're happy, okay? You're happy. I ask people, especially when it comes to jobs, because a lot of people are working jobs that they cannot stand, okay? It's not good. It's not good for your physical health. It's not good for your mental health. And it definitely doesn't deepen the spiritual connection, okay? But we have to get out of that fear of change and start working towards what our soul wants to do, all right? So with jobs, I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with this, but when we're working jobs that we don't want to do, okay, we're not following our purpose. So start doing something, working. I really did lose my train of thought. Forgive me for that. I had something good for you. But if it comes back up, it'll come back up. But definitely living your purpose in your job, in your relationships, hell, the neighborhood you live in is so important. Okay. All right. So one last thing that I'm going to share before we end for the night here. Let's see. Thought I hit it up. Hold on one second. Bear with me. Bear with me. All right. Cool. Let's close that down. Getting better with my technology stuff. I'm super hyped about that. I thought I was. I'm trying to. No, it's not. I'm trying to bring up the. Hold on one second. One second. Bear with me. I'm trying. Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right. Can everyone see that? Make it bigger. Okay. So, like I had mentioned earlier, I started a holistic healing center here in Houston called Heality. The name came from when you actually heal within, your reality will shift. Healing that shifts your reality. Okay. It's very, very powerful. So if you want to check out the website, you can visit it at www.healitynow.com. Some of the services that are offered, vibroacoustic therapy. Okay. If you don't try anything else at Heality, definitely try out vibroacoustic therapy. It's using sound and frequencies that you're not only listening to, but you're actually feeling the vibrations on your body through an amazing technology called the Sound Lounge. It's a completely sensory cleansing experience. That's how people have described it. So you're lying on this bed, you have these noise canceling headphones on. Inside the bed, there are tactile transducer speakers. So as you're listening to these frequencies, you're feeling them through every cell, tissue, your organ. It's because we're 90 or 70% water is resonating through our entire being, and you have an eye mask on, so you're in complete sensory deprivation. So we're playing the esophageal frequency. So you come in, talk about whatever you want to work on, to play a specific frequency for that. Each person has their own experience. Deeply relaxed. I've had people have outer body experiences, see colors, have visions, talk to spirit guides. The list goes on. Okay. Works for pain, neurological conditions, pretty much anything physical, decrease stress, anxiety, PTSD, anger, addiction, helps with meditation, helps open up your third eye. You can communicate with your higher self. The list goes on. We don't have all night to talk about all the benefits of vibroacoustic therapy. This is something that's pretty new to the Houston area. So if you haven't tried this out, definitely try out vibroacoustic therapy. Also do energy healing as well. So if you want channeled energy, chakras balance, meridians balance, your aura cleanse, definitely want to come in for energy healing session. Also do offer hypnosis. Okay, hypnosis is very, very powerful. It's not woo-woo. It's not anyone taking control of your mind. It's a state of relaxed awareness. Okay, getting a person into a meditative state, and then can actually speak to the person's subconscious mind, where all of our beliefs and programming is held, and reprogram it to create new thought patterns and behaviors. And then last but not least, if you're getting those Mike Tysons of life, I call them, then you need help navigating a specific area in your life in a spiritual matter, then booking a spiritual life coaching session may be for you. So if you're interested in booking any sessions, you can book at www.healitynow.com. And then if you want to follow Heality on Facebook, you can do it on Facebook as well as Instagram at the @Heality Now. Okay, so go ahead and follow that. Look at those previous videos. A lot of pretty awesome videos. How to overcome the fear of change. We mentioned that. How to set strong boundaries. We talked about that. Inner child healing. All of those videos you can find on the Facebook page. And if you have any questions for me, you can send me a message through the meetup group. If you're a part of the meetup group, Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience, or you can email me at info@healitynow.com. Or you can call or text at 713-257-9121. All right. Any questions for me, guys and gals? All right. Well, I hope this helped. Okay. Lisa, you have a question?
You know what? You had mentioned earlier that you were going to put, I guess, was it a meditation in the chat pod? Something. I can't remember.
It's for setting strong boundaries. I'm going to put it in the meetup group.
Okay.
And then I'll put it on the Heality page as well. I got to go dig it up and and post it. So I'll do that right after.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Any other questions for me before we end for the evening? All right, well, thank you all for staying with. This was a great, that's why we went over, because it was great. Thank you for the feedback. Thank you for participating. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. Thank you for sharing your energy. Just thank you. Just thank you. And remember that you each and every one of you, you're unique. Okay, don't try to fit and be like anyone else. I know it's hard. Okay, it's hard because we grew up in this. All right, but we chose this too. Okay, we chose to forget to remember. So take on the challenge and start remembering who you really are. My name is Ebony Townsend. This is something that I do every single Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We talk about everything, okay? Not just spirituality, physical, mental, spiritual, the whole 9 yards, how to just have a better human experience as spiritual beings. And then every other Monday, I lead the group into a guided meditation, which is super, super, super powerful. So we do have guided meditation Monday coming up. If you have not joined that, then you can do so on Facebook, as well as Spiritual Beings Having a Human Experience. Again, thank you so much. I love each and every one of you all. Have a beautiful evening. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you on Monday for Guided Meditation Monday.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.